the cold. My name is Angel Gurley. I live in Panama City Beach, Florida. I am from Anderson, South Carolina. I'm 43 years old.
My name is Jay Gurley. I live in Panama City Beach, Florida. I'm from Waterloo, South Carolina, and I'm 46 years old.
Okay. What is your role in the family? Who are you parent to, step-parent to, etc.?
Well, I'm the mother of the family, of the whole clan. I'm the leader, I would say. My two children are Jay Lee and Drake, but I have lots of other children. Rachel, Trevor, Kelsey, the baby, and all the other kids that come straggling in whenever. The house is always full. And this is Pa.
I'm the pa and the daddy, and Jay Lee and Drake are my kids, and Aiden is my grandchild.
Okay. What is your backstory? Where you grew up, went to school? What do you do for a living? Previous marriages, etc.
Okay, I went to Crescent High School in Alva, South Carolina. I forgot the question.
Your backstory.
I met Jay Gurley. Him.
Yeah, you don't have to keep naming.
When I was a...
Let's stop this.
What?
Talk to the camera. Stop looking at me. All right, Mama, what's your backstory? Where are you from? I'm from South Carolina. I grew up with 5 brothers and sisters.
Okay.
Tell me.
We're still filming.
The question is, okay.
Well, they can cut all this out.
Okay.
I'll get Drake to edit this part out.
Okay. I'm from Alva, South Carolina. I grew up with 5 brothers and sisters. I was born in Charleston. I was the youngest of 5 brothers and sisters, so it was a very hard life. They were very mean to me. So I grew up pretty tough. 3 boys and 2 sisters, and my oldest sister was like my mama. And we moved around a lot. School was rough. And I graduated and I met Jay. And I met Jay in a bar. And we were the bestest of friends. We moved in together and we ended up getting married and having 2 wonderful, beautiful children. And Jay?
I grew up on a lake in Waterloo, South Carolina, and played music all my life, and that's still what I do for a living. And Angel and I met when I was about 20 or something like that. And we got married, and I had 2 kids, and we got divorced or separated in 2005, and divorced in 2007, and I moved away from South Carolina in 2010, and no,
2009.
2009,
Yeah.
maybe. Anyway, not long after that, Angel and Drake came here, and we wound up back together. Next thing you know, Jay Lee's here, Rachel's here, Trevor's here. He was the last one to come. Well, maybe not.
And then Aiden's here.
Maybe it was Kelsey was the last one to come into the crowd. And then, of course, Aiden was born in September.
Yay!
That's all.
Aiden!
Okay. If you describe your children for us, walk us through each one and describe their personalities for us and what makes them unique. Make sure. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Jay Lee is the what would you say? I say she has Jay Lee language because whatever she's doing at the time, if it's negative, she's going to be
the word she's looking for.
negative. If she's positive, exaggerates everything. She's going to be but it's always in a positive thing. But just whatever's going to fit her mood at the time. She has a very, what would you say?
Bright outlook on life.
Yeah, and whatever's going to do her best. And my son they're both super smart. But Drake is more, he is just like the ball of the party. He's always full of life, always making everybody laugh.
Jay Lee is much more scientific in her
thinking.
Her smart is more scientific, and Drake is the artistic one.
Yes.
He took after me, and he's the biggest character in the bunch, without a doubt. You're gonna love Drake. He keeps us all in stitches all the time, for sure. He's very talented, and
Sings like a
very
bird.
expressive, and he's extremely funny.
If you had to give your child a superlative, how would you describe them all? And like, refer to Kelsey and Rachel in that too, because since they're the kids in the house too, they're going to be like, and Trevor.
Okay.
So superlative like, the funny one, the wild
An S
one,
word, yeah.
the most talented, most likely to succeed, like that, like in the yearbooks.
Okay. Well, Rachel is the silly one. She's so accommodating, so very. But whatever she wants, she's gonna do 100%. She wanted to get dreads. We dreaded her hair. I sit and put all the squares, and we dreaded her hair, and her mother was completely against it, but she was going to do it. She makes her mind up to do something, she's going to do it, and she doesn't care what anybody thinks. It's just like she is that person that's just like would just ride from town to town to town and live in her car. She just is not scared to make a move and do what she wants to do and if the outcome's bad, then the outcome's bad.
She's a free spirit.
She's there you go, a very free spirit.
Drake's the one that you never know what's going to come out of him next. He's a surprise.
Always.
He's the funniest. He's the most artistic, and he's probably the one that'll get his feelings hurt and get mad and
Big temper.
Cause the most drama around him if things don't go his way. Then again, he might just disappear if things don't go his way.
Yeah, you never know. For the first 2 years of his life, all he did was cry.
And
Jay Lee is the
not that way anymore.
most headstrong, determined, most easygoing. But when she wants something, as I said with Rachel, she's gonna bust hell wide open to make it happen. If you call her on it, she's so headstrong.
Jay Lee's very organized.
Very organized,
And,
very smart. I told her she don't need a mother because she's got Google. She Googles everything. She wants the answer to everything that happens. It doesn't matter what it is. She's just so smart. When she was 2 years old, or what she was, a year old, 2 years old, we would ride down the road and she was like every sign that she saw, she had to sound out the words. And she could do that at 2 years old because she's so smart. Very headstrong. And Kelsey is the newest addition to the bunch besides
We're getting used
Aiden.
to her.
We're getting used to her as she gets comfortable, as she gets more comfortable. We're getting very used to her. She's been a little, what would you say, easing her way into it. Easing her way into it.
Okay.
Trevor is Trevor. He's been Jaylee's boyfriend since they were 14.
If there's a superlative for him, he's the quietest.
He is the quietest. He most definitely is. But he is such a great young man. He's very well-mannered, very, very respectful. But he's quiet. He is. He kind of stands back in the sidelines of everything.
Which of your children butt heads the most and why?
Jaylee and Rachel always butt heads because Rachel wants to do her thing and Jaylee wants to do her thing, but they're bestest of friends, and Jaylee gets her feelings hurt because Rachel is not coming.
They fight for one another's attention.
Exactly.
Sometimes.
There you go.
Because, things have changed around here. Jaylee's got a baby. Rachel's got a girlfriend. So there's a tension there of the two of them fighting for one another's attention. And Drake and Trevor fight over their
Everything.
They fight
Mountain
over
Dew.
their Mountain
Friggin',
Dew.
it doesn't matter. And then they fight the worst, and then all of a sudden, when we're up here deciding that we're gonna kill both of them, or one of them's wrong and the other one's wrong, we're trying to figure out which one we're gonna reprimand.
Then they're
downstairs just playing the game, the whatever it is, the Xbox, and they're the best of friends, and we're up here fighting, trying to figure out who done what, when, where, and how.
What was the biggest challenge of blending a family?
There's no challenge. It's wonderful. Everybody coming together is the most exciting thing to me in the whole wide world. It is all of these different personalities and different attitudes. And since my kids were little, I've always had a house full of kids.
Biggest challenge is feeding how many people?
Yeah,
I
all
lost
the
count.
kids.
There you go. That's the biggest
Don't
challenge.
take claim to anything.
So the biggest
because
challenge is probably another big challenge is Jaylee and I do all the housework. So, that kind of sucks.
well, Mama
sometimes.
works all the time, so Mama don't do too much housework. She just
Well-
passes the buck.
We have a lot of people that don't clean up after themselves very well, and so Jaylee and I tend to bitch a lot. So.
What do you worry about in terms of your children's futures?
Well, Jaylee needs to get her tail back in school because she's had a baby, and I told her whole life to wait till she was 30 to have a baby, but I had no say so in it.
You need to go back and re-say that. What are you worried about your children's futures? What I worry about him.
Jaylee needs to get her butt back in school.
Angel, you have to explain the question.
Oh.
They're going to cut Jaylee out.
Rephrase it like, I worry
Biggest
about
thing I
Jaylee's
worry about in
future.
Jaylee's future.
I really worry about Jaylee's future because she has put school on hold because she became pregnant, and
She decided she wanted to be a mother. Sounds so much better.
I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, no, y'all are
Don't look
fine.
at
Just
her.
talk.
Don't look
Stop
at
telling me
her.
what to do.
Don't look at her.
Stop telling me what to do. You're finishing all my sentences.
Look at the green light.
I'm looking at the green light. I'm very worried about Jaylee because she needs to get back in school. She's very smart. She's very well educated. She loves it. Absolutely just loves everything about it. She just like a sponge. And it's been like 2 years since she's been in school, and everybody knows how easy it is to get astray. And the next thing you know, you're so wrapped up in your life that you forget that you need to be in school, and then all of a sudden you're 40, and you're like, okay, I'm too old to go back to school now. So, there's too much going on for you to be able to. You got to make a living. You got to feed the family. Yeah, I know. You know why? Because I'm 43 and I still haven't went back to school, and I've been doing it ever since my kids were born. So, yeah, she needs to be in school. That's what her personality is. That's what she needs. Drake, I don't know what he's gonna do. He is all over the place. He wants.
I worry about Drake's future. I worry about Drake's future.
I worry about Drake's future because he's out. I really don't. I don't. He's 15, so he's not going on the beaten path yet. I think he's going to be
Do you
okay.
worry about Drake's future, Daddy?
I don't worry about Drake's future.
I'm worried about him going into.
He's pretty determined, and I don't worry about either one of them's future because Jaylee, at the same time, she's not in school right now, but the day that she makes up her mind that's what she wants to do, the next day she'll be in school because that's just the way she is.
When she
And
gets her
Drake
headset.
is pretty. He's pretty much got his future, at least for the the short term.
He don't think about
He
it
has
too
to
much. He
finish
just plays it
high
by ear.
school,
He has.
But he knows he's going to college.
Yeah, he
and-
don't know what he wants to do, but he's
I'm
like he
pretty
knows
sure
he's going
wants
to do
live
something.
the college life. He wants to go to a big college and move on to campus and
Get away from his mama.
do the whole thing like the whole college lifestyle.
What are you most proud of when it comes to each child, and kind of name everybody?
Okay, well,
I'm most proud.
I'm most proud of everybody. I mean, they're great kids. Every one of them that we have in this household, it's such great kids. Kelsey is in school. Rachel needs to get back in school with Jaylee because they both got out of school to move here,
Yeah.
and they were supposed to start back in the fall, and
Things went in a different direction.
they went in different directions, and it just didn't happen as it does. Trevor's the same way. I forgot the question.
I'm proud of Jaylee and Trevor for stepping up and being really responsible parents.
Very great
And
parents.
they work hard. Both of them work really hard to have whatever they want, and they do.
And they don't ask. They don't assume that we're going to do everything for them or do anything for them. They ask, and then whatever our answer is, that's what they accept. They're very mature.
Drake, I'm proud of him because he's just he was when he was in middle school, he struggled. He wasn't popular. People didn't know him, and he was the new kid here.
Bullied a lot.
Bullied a lot, and now that he's in high
toughed
school,
it out.
he's become extremely popular, and
Voted
he gets
Best,
very good
what was
grades.
it?
He was
freshman?
freshman of the year. last
Freshman of the year. Yeah, that's it.
So he stepped up and made the best for himself, and now he's the happiest kid that I've ever seen. He loves it.
That's an understatement, I think.
I said I was proud of Trevor as well as you for being good parents and working hard.
And I'm proud of Rachel and Kelsey for being who they are and being
Not
able
being ashamed of it.
being able to express it and just doing it, no matter what anybody says or what anybody does.
And they also work hard and take good care of themselves too.
They do. They do. They pay what they're supposed to pay. They are very responsible, very mature.
Who are the biggest personalities in the family? Explain why.
Okay, that would have to be Drake.
Drake.
Who are the biggest personality? The biggest personality in the family is.
The biggest personality in the family is Drake, without a doubt.
Or myself. Whatever. You're not the best personality. You have no personality.
Grumpy.
Grumpy old
Don't
man.
say I don't have any personality. That sucks.
The first 5
We're
years
trying
I
to
knew
sell
you,
somebody else.
every friend that I had was like, why don't he like me? And I'm like, because he's just mean. He's just grumpy. He's full
Most
of
interesting
crap.
man.
He's very interesting now. He's very interesting. At any time of the day you walk in, he's watching the History Channel or whatever, and Drake's right there beside of him, and I'm like, ugh, that is so boring.
What are some struggles that you and your family deal with?
Money.
Repeat the question. Come on.
You have to. They're going to cut Jamie out. So,
money.
Oh, I'm sorry.
the things we struggle with around here are. I don't want to say money. It's a struggle to feed everybody. It really is.
Well,
it's a struggle to have everybody in one place.
We've
so
had
you can
so
feed
many
everybody.
hard times, and we went through so much that we all make very, very good money. But our bills are a lot. I mean, our bills are very much. And I, being the one that pays everything and takes care of everything, being the worrywart, that pays the bill. Everybody contributes and pays their part, but I'm the one that's initially responsible for getting it done or whatever.
She's the treasurer.
I am, yes. and I worry. I worry about everything because we've had such hard times that I never start worrying. Even when it's the best of times and we're making loads of money.
Can you see that window right there? That window right there? That's a door. And those windows right outside that. The beach is right over there. So, it's a lot to live here.
It's nice. It's great, and it's worth it. And we're doing.
And, there are a lot of us here. We're in one house. And there's
And it's nothing but wood floors and 3 stairs.
Can we
and
count? Can we have a head count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Counting Aiden.
5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8.
8 people
That's 8.
Living in one house.
living in one house. So it's a lot of personalities going together. It's a lot of button heads. There's a lot of people getting in the refrigerator and taking stuff that don't belong to them, and it's just the everyday life of people just being who they are. His potato chips. Oh my gosh, buys 15 things of what are they? Are they Lay's or are they?
We're not looking for an endorsement.
Okay, salt and vinegar potato chips. We'll
I
say.
can't say.
We buy them, and the next day we go down and open the cupboard, and there's no potato chips in there, and nobody has any idea where they went to. Nobody. They just disappeared.
What
cupboard ate
are-
'em.
what
Everybody
are
knows
some-
Drake's hiding places.
What are some stress in your life, and what does it come from? I mean, I guess what you.
Most of the
Pretty
stress
much the
around
same
here
question.
comes from outside.
Yeah.
I stress over my job because I'm in a band, and so
There's
I
always
have
drama.
3 other personalities that I have to deal with, and sometimes they're not the most responsible or most professional people, and so I'm pretty much at ease when I'm home, and then when it comes time to go to work, that's when I start to get, a little worked up and partake in a few.
I stress over everything. I stress over the kids. I stress over my job. I stress over their jobs. I stress over Jay's jobs. I stress over the baby. I stress over everything. That's my job. This is what I do. I told my son the other day he was going to do something, and I said, and when he said I can't remember what it was that he said, but he said, "Why are you doing?" I was like, "Because I'm your mother. That is my job to take care of you and to stress over what I do. That's what I do, and that's what I do best. No matter how hard I try not to, we can have all the money in the world and have the bank account loaded for what I would say would be loaded. I'm still going to stress, whether it's wintertime, summertime, because this is a seasonal place. When I'm making the best of money, I'm stressing, and when I'm making the worst of money, I'm stressing. That's just what I do."
I stress over keeping the fridge and the bar stocked.
He stresses over keeping the bar stocked. That's what he stresses over the most.
Yeah.
What is the best thing going on in your household right now?
We're grandparents.
The best thing going on in our household, right now, and could be the most stressful thing, would be little Aiden. He's such a highlight of our lives. Like just last night we had.
About being grandparents.
I'm sorry.
Say something else about being grandparents.
The coolest thing about being grandparents is
Just yesterday,
I don't know when Jay Lee brings him in the morning and like every morning and lays him down between us.
Yes.
That's like the coolest thing about being grandparents. And the toughest thing about it is
last night at 3 o'clock when she has to go to work and we've made plans to go out with friends from work. We've got armbands and everything. She comes to me and is like, "Me and Trevor both have to work. You have to babysit." And I'm like, "No, you didn't. It's 3 o'clock and I've got plans to go somewhere at 6. So how are we going to do that?" She's like, "I don't know. I guess Uncle Drake's going to watch him." So Uncle Drake watched him. He stepped up and manned up and
the toughest
did
thing
the
about
best.
being grandparents is we've been parents, for all these years. So it's hard to figure out when to speak up and try to help
And when to step back.
step back and be quiet. And you usually get that backwards. So that's the toughest thing about it.
What do you have any family members who are gay? If so, what was it like when you found out? Were you surprised?
Obviously, we have
We-
we have
Okay.
obviously we have
our other child, our stepchild is what I call.
obviously Rachel and Kelsey are in a homosexual relationship. And when we found out, we were genuinely not surprised.
Not surprised at all. I was not surprised at all. I mean, I've always thought that, I've known Rachel and I've known her for quite some time.
It kind of fits in with her.
That she goes, she had boyfriends and
She's adventurous.
she's very adventurous. She's just living life. She just wants to check out everything. She just, as we said earlier, what was the word?
Free spirited.
Free spirited. There you go. He's like the person that tells me. He finishes my thoughts.
How do you feel about, like,
I have no problems with it whatsoever. I think
I have no problems with Rachel.
I have no problems with Rachel's relationship and
With
her
her
being-
life choice.
And her life choice. There you go. Once again, I have no problems with it whatsoever. I want people to be. I think it's much more acceptable when it's girls than it is guys. But it's
Really, you did?
what?
You can't say that.
Why can't I say that?
You can't say that.
Jeez, you're fine.
That's just
You
politically
Anyway,
incorrect.
that's your opinion. I'm just.
It's not an opinion.
It's not. It
I might
is
agree
easier.
with you. You just can't
It
say
is
it.
easier. I mean, it's a known fact. But I mean, I have no problems with it whatsoever. With Kelsey and Rachel, I think it's
Me either.
amazing that they have the guts to just
Ignore it. For God's sake, go away. I will see you at 10 o'clock.
that they have the guts and to be able to
See this.
explore
My
themselves.
biggest stress.
Most people don't have the guts. They just don't do it. They just.
Don't do it, makes them happy.
I'm sorry. Oh, they just they don't. They don't have the guts. They just do it on the side or whatever.
Okay.
Cut the phone off.
What is stop?
Cut the phone off.
What is something we would never know by looking at you, Mama? You would never know by looking at me that.
You would never know by looking at me that I don't know. I'm pretty expressive. And I don't hold a lot of secrets unless it's
You
like
would never know by looking at me how much beer I drink.
I don't know.
Yeah, you would.
You would never know. I mean, I'm very expressive, and I tend to say everything that I think to the. Finish my sentence.
To a fault.
To a fault. But I mean, that's just who I am. I'm very honest, and I'm very to the point, and you never know what's going to come out of my mouth ever, whether it be great and happy and laughing, or very mean and to the point and hurting somebody's feelings that I had no idea that I was doing. I mean, I'll just say things. I say what I think. What comes up comes out. But I'm very. I don't ever mean to hurt anybody. My feelings get hurt easy, and I would never want to hurt anybody else's feelings. But I am very hardcore to the point.
You'd never know by looking at me that I'm just growing this beard for Santa Claus for Christmas.
Yeah, it is, and his opinion of it. I told him he could wait till December, and he said, "Well, I'm not Alec Baldwin. I can't just poof it out there and make it there for shut up, phone for
Okay.
Christmas."
What are some exciting events that you have coming up? Big milestones, reunions, parties.
First off, it's Thanksgiving, which is
We-
oh
Thanksgiving is
some of
coming
our
up.
biggest events that's coming up would be Thanksgiving, which is the one that's coming up first, which has always been my children's favorite holidays, Jaylee especially, because she always says that she's helping me cook, and she watches and then takes credit for it all of her life since she was 2. And then the next one I would say would be her birthday. We're going to New Orleans for her 21st birthday, and we're going to celebrate big time, door to door to door to door to door. And we are very excited about that. I've been saving for it for about 5 months. And also, it's Aiden's first Christmas, so we're very excited about him being able to see and appreciate as much as he can, being, 4 months old?
Yeah.
4 months, 3 months old. Let's see, 3 months old? Yeah. 3.5 months old.
Yes. Okay. Why would audiences be interested in this family?
Audience
Why
would
wouldn't they be?
interested in us because we're absolutely
I
insane.
think we're interesting because there's a lot of different personalities. There's a real wide range of types of people that live in this household, and we're all very tightly connected and very close to one another.
All love each other very much, no matter what's going on. At the end of the day, everyone tells each other that they love each other. That's a must. You know, you don't go to bed mad. Just go to bed. We all love each other very much, and we all tell each other.
It's just when you have this many people living in one house together, it's like
You're going to piss somebody off sometime. Somebody's going to be pissed off all the
something's always
time.
going on.
All the time. Never a dull moment, ever.
Why do you want to share your story? We want to share our story.
We want to share our story because why not?
It's interesting.
It's interesting, and we have a household that's like, when I go to work and I tell people what goes on in my house and who lives in my house and how my house is and how many people that I have, they're all like, wow.
You should have a reality.
This is kind of crazy. You have a crazy life. You have a crazy family. This is kind of strange. And I'm like, what's strange about it? There's nothing strange about it. It's very eventful, and it's very, very fulfilling. There's never a dull moment. There's always somebody coming in the house. There's always an extra kid getting off the school bus. There's always somebody there to feed. There's always somebody there. You got to go, okay, go home. There's always, you can't stay here. You don't live here. Okay, well, can they live here? No, they can't live here. We've got enough people. There's always something going on. It's never a dull moment, ever, ever, ever.
And we really live in like one of the coolest locations.
In paradise.
We live in paradise pretty much. Although it's cold outside right now. But
It's only for a day. It's
not
going away
usually-
tomorrow.
Yeah.
I still have my flip-flops on. Bye-bye.
Thank you. We love MTV.
We love MTV.
Okay. Stop.
Have a great day.